All I have done for the last 5 days is eat cake. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everybody who spoke to me in Coniston or on the race and said that they watched my YouTube videos and they found them helpful. Some people who I was totally surprised by, who I know are incredible runners, who came up and said that they'd watched like my drop bag video or one of my YouTubes and found them really helpful. So that was really, really nice, and thank you if that was you and you watched them. Thank you very much, including the guy, I don't know what your name is, who was in the finish area literally just as I came in the marquee at the end in Coniston and said that he'd watched my most recent video. Everyone was really, really sweet, so thank you very much. Here is my medal. Kind of looks like a pizza. Yes, this is going on the, I was going to say on the hanger. I haven't got a hanger at the moment. All my Lakeland medals are just hanging on my mirror in my bedroom. But we've said that now I've got 6, I'm going to put them on some sort of rack or display or something with my slate. Will that happen? We shall see. The race itself, I'll give a short recap, was one of the driest years it's ever been. I will say underfoot it was incredibly, incredibly dry. I think in 2021 we were running it in a heat wave, but I don't think it had been quite as dry as it has been. There was no bogs. There's also a section on leg 2 from Seathwaite running over to Boot that used to be very, very boggy and has since been not tarmacked, but has had track put down on it, so there was no bog there. So all the areas where I would normally be prepared to get wet feet and where my waterproof socks was bone dry this year, it was very, very warm. So from the very first climb out of Coniston up onto the Warner Road, I could just feel myself getting really, really hot. And looking around, I wasn't sure if it was just me and I was starting to overheat or whether everyone was feeling like that. And as it turns out, everyone felt the same. We're getting really, really hot. So I slowed down a bit. I started to feel a bit nauseous. I had 2 gels on my way up the Warner Road, and then coming down into Seathwaite checkpoint, I had to stop running because my tummy felt that bad that I couldn't run. I was too worried that I was going to have an accident. So I quickly went in and used the loo in Seathwaite. But for the first 50k, I really, really struggled to take on enough food. I started from literally the first checkpoint. I think I put Coca-Cola in one of my water bottles. Despite the fact that I haven't drunk Coca-Cola for about 6 months, I had Coca-Cola in 1 flask for the whole race, just to give me the calories and the caffeine. And I kept trying to take on gels. I stopped taking on the Morton and instead used Velo Forte. I really like Velo Forte gels, so I'd had a couple of them. And at Braithwaite, I had a bowl of rice pudding, and that seemed to really help. And then from there onwards, I tried where I could to have proper food and have a cup of tea at each checkpoint, and that did seem to really help. Running wise, as I said before, I was not going into this with a timing goal. I did not want to finish in a certain time. I just wanted to finish. I hadn't finished last year, so this was just me coming back to tick off the 6th one and to put it to bed. With that in mind and with the heat, I didn't really push on too much. I didn't go too fast. There were definitely sections where I struggled, and you just find, as you do in many races, that you have like a lull in motivation and in energy. And then there were sections where I felt really good, ran really well. My legs actually, for the whole race, didn't cause me any problems. I had no niggles, just started to obviously get tired, but I had no pain in my legs, had no pain in my hip, which I was worried about following the tunnel race that I did earlier in the year. I had hip bursitis in my right hip. That didn't cause me any problems at all. So I was really, really happy from that respect. The only issue I did have was because it was so dry, I didn't wear my waterproof socks, and I'd bought shoes that were about half a size bigger than I would normally get, with the idea that I would be wearing an Injinji sock and then a waterproof sock on top. Because I wasn't wearing waterproof socks, my shoes, particularly my right shoe, just felt a little bit too big, and then coming down on the downs, my big toe was just hitting the end of my shoe. So that was something to bear in mind for the future. But yeah, overall, my legs, you know, my whole body felt pretty good. And I definitely think in the last 2 years, I've been following a strength session that I do twice a week, a progressive strength program that I do twice a week at the gym. And that has just been fantastic. So one of the things that some people have asked me who follow me on Instagram, and they know about my dizziness and my vestibular migraines, is did I get dizzy on this occasion? Thankfully, the only time that I did start to feel dizzy and did start to feel wobbly was on the second night, when it started to get really late, started to get really sleepy, and I really felt like I needed a lie down. That was the only point at which I really felt, God, I feel a bit wobbly, but it was nowhere near as bad as it was last year. Running through the sections last year where I felt really wobbly and really horrible, I felt absolutely fine. I noticed a massive difference in that yeah, I was not dizzy at all. Had none of that vertigo feeling, even on the really high tops or high passes that we go through, where you kind of look down to your right or your left and the path just falls away. Last year I felt really unsafe being up there, just because I just felt so dizzy and horrible, and this year felt fine. So I think that has been down to reducing stress, sleeping more, eating better, and particularly ahead of this race, not being unwell, trying to keep healthy, and yeah, hopefully we can maintain that going forward. I think my favourite thing about this Lakeland 100 was not putting any pressure on myself, not putting any time goal in mind, and literally my goal was to have a nice time, to make friends, to help other people. There was actually a group of us that stuck together for a little while between some checkpoints, just to help each other out, push each other on. And I think you don't get that when you're running for a set time, when you're running for a goal and you really just want to push on. I think when you've got a goal time in mind, you don't particularly focus as much on the people around you, in my opinion. I think it was just really nice atmosphere, really nice to run with a group of people, chat, take the time to talk to people, and yeah, to help other people find their way to the finish line. Although I am so incredibly tempted to go in the ballot again for the Lakeland 100, because it is such a special event, it's got such an incredible atmosphere, it's like no other race that I've ever run. I have promised my husband that I will not put my name in the hat next year. Aside from that, I also have my next race to work towards after I've had a bit of a break, which is the Spine Challenger North in January. And so for the next few months, we're definitely going to be spending a lot of time looking at the Pennine Way, going up and recceing bits of that and preparing for that race. And I feel like once I've done that, there might be other things on the horizon that I want to do. I definitely will go back to Lakeland. I love it. It's just my favourite race, my favourite event. I just don't think my husband will allow us to go up there another year, even though next year is the 20th year. Yeah, there's got to be a line drawn in the sand. And yeah, next year hopefully we'll be doing other really exciting things.